Priya Sharma never imagined that her fairy tale would turn into the worst nightmare of her life in a matter of hours. At just 26, she had everything a young Indian woman could dream of: a degree in business administration from the University of Mumbai, a promising career at a German multinational, and most importantly, the love of Thomas Weber, a 32-year-old German engineer she had met during a business conference in Frankfurt. Their love story felt like something out of a romantic movie. Thomas, tall, blonde, blue-eyed, was immediately drawn to Priya's exotic beauty and sharp intelligence. For Priya, Thomas was not only a romantic partner, but a gateway to a new life in Europe, far from the suffocating expectations of her traditional family in Delhi. Their relationship blossomed quickly. Over 2 years, Thomas visited India 3 times, charming Priya's family with his sincere interest in Indian culture and his efforts to learn basic Hindi. Though initially skeptical, her parents were eventually won over by his seriousness and financial stability. For them, the marriage symbolized not only their daughter's happiness, but also rare social advancement. The proposal came in December 2023, during Priya's third Christmas in Germany. Thomas had planned every detail: a romantic dinner overlooking the Rhine in Cologne, followed by a walk through the Christmas market where he knelt in the snow and offered her a diamond ring that cost 3 months' salary. Priya said yes through tears as tourists applauded around them. Wedding preparations began immediately. Priya's family insisted on a traditional Hindu ceremony in Delhi, followed by a Western celebration in Paris, which Thomas called the most romantic city to begin their honeymoon. Though costly and complex, both families made sacrifices to make everything perfect. Yet in the months leading up to the wedding, Thomas developed an unsettling interest in Priya's past. He asked detailed questions about her years in Mumbai, her friends, relationships, social life. At first, Priya mistook this for deep love, but his curiosity soon felt obsessive. He seemed fixated on the 2 years she worked in Mumbai before moving to Germany, always smiling tightly, never reaching his eyes. Priya later realized Thomas had researched her far more deeply than he admitted. Old photos, forgotten social media posts, comments from years earlier, everything seemed familiar to him. The Hindu ceremony in Delhi was magnificent. 3 days of rituals, hundreds of guests, endless music and food. Thomas participated enthusiastically, dressed in traditional attire, following priests' instructions. Yet Priya noticed strange moments: Thomas discreetly filming certain guests, especially former colleagues from Mumbai. He claimed he was documenting the experience, but his attention felt deliberate. The couple flew to Paris the day after the Delhi celebrations. The Hotel Le Meurice on Rue de Rivoli was chosen for its elegance. The presidential suite overlooked the Tuileries garden, and Priya felt like a princess, at least on the surface. The Western celebration was planned as a smaller, intimate affair. But on the afternoon before the party, Thomas grew increasingly nervous, constantly checking his phone and avoiding eye contact. While he left to handle last-minute details, Priya called her best friend Mira in Mumbai. What Mira told her sent a chill through her body. Former colleagues had been approached by a supposed German journalist asking very specific questions about Priya's life in Mumbai: relationships, finances, intimate details only close friends would know. As Mira spoke, the puzzle pieces fell into place: Thomas's questions, his filming in Delhi, the investigation into her past. When Thomas returned, Priya could no longer see him as her husband. He locked the door, wow, his smile gone, and uttered words that shattered her world. "We need to talk about Mumbai, about Vikram Malhotra, about what you really did." Vikram's name struck like a blow. Thomas revealed photos, details, and accusations: her relationship with Vikram, his death, the missing money. He accused her of murder, blackmailing her with evidence and threats of extradition. Then came the truth. Thomas and his partner Klaus Richter ran an international human trafficking operation. Marriage was their tool. Priya wasn't a wife, she was merchandise. Klaus arrived, cold and calculating, presenting their business like a corporate deal. They targeted women with complicated pasts, women who couldn't go to police. Priya was chosen because of her vulnerability. They showed her surveillance footage from Mumbai, proof they could destroy her life. Their ultimatum was simple: cooperate, smile at the party, and be sold, or face prison for a crime she didn't commit. Trapped, Priya pretended to agree while plotting survival. At the wedding party, she realized wealthy investors were inspecting her. When Klaus tried to drug her champagne, she made her move, drawing a hidden dagger and exposing their plan. As chaos erupted, the police arrived, but instead of arresting Priya, Interpol took Thomas and Klaus into custody. Mira had warned authorities weeks earlier. The final revelation shattered everything Thomas believed. Vikram Malhotra had died accidentally. He was a serial predator blackmailing multiple women. The money Priya took was rightfully hers. She was never a criminal. She was a victim. 6 months later, Priya sat in a Berlin cafe, her life rebuilt through testimony, healing, and purpose. Thomas and Klaus were sentenced to long prison terms. Their network collapsed across multiple countries. Priya wrote a book, spoke at international conferences, and helped rescue other women. Her story, once a nightmare, became a weapon against human trafficking. The bride who was meant to be sold became the woman who exposed them all.